And my microphone was muted. What's going on, y'all? And my microphone was muted. Bitches and niggas, niggas and bitches. Could have been anywhere in the world but here with me. Alright, eloquently petty, y'all taking it out. Hurry up, the Negro swag. This is the Keep It 100 channel. My name is Marcus Aurelius. Yeah. Shaka Nulu says, more acronyms. Yes. More acronyms. All right. More acronyms. Yes. Absolutely. Separate you from them niggas over there. Gotta do it. Okay. All right. Who is that saying, look at you? Who's saying, look at me? I have no idea. Let's run through the names, shall we? What's going on, everybody, man? Mr. O with the info, Adric, Pinnacle Optimist, Shaka Nulu, CG, Hannibal, Win Lose a Rug, my man Tan. Man Tan. Who saw Bamboozle with Spike Lee? Anyway, my man Meta, the nameless protagonist, Ghetto User 49, and Abdullah. Who is that saying, look at you? I have no idea. I don't see what you're seeing. But what's good, y'all? My man Shaka said, more acronyms. He said, I don't regret my vote, but Trump lied about America first. Shaking my head, 600,000 Chinese coming to a college near you. Oh, shit. I guess they supposed to be helping us. Yes. Yes, Hall of Fame. Yes. Yes. BMGTOW. Yeah. Yeah. It's what we need. I'm sorry. A lot of the other shit has failed. Okay? All right? I was talking to my man earlier. He's talking about SYSBM. Now, when I first came to YouTube, I would say SYSBM. It's on the screen. It says SYSBM on the screen right now that you're watching. And when I say SYSBM, I mean save yourself. I don't mean run and get a white bitch. That part of it, I wouldn't automatically say, hey, black men, go get a white woman. And that's how you save yourself. Nah. You got white dudes don't want to fuck with white women. You got black women saying niggers is the only men online throwing their women under the bus. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. All right. Shaka says, we were saying that years ago and also saying NGTOW. But I see what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this shit is going super left. Okay? Because since motherfuckers have redefined what we do here, redefined why we're here, and all this other shit, I mean, SYSBM, save yourself. I'm thinking it means save yourself. But that turned into something else. And, being in the black manosphere period, we've been, shifting from a red pill philosophy and a MGTOW philosophy, which all this shit comes from. Let me tell you something, bro. And Shaka, you could co-sign this. Since everyone here, everyone who calls themselves a founding father or, I've been here since whatever date. Everybody comes from MGTOW. Everyone. Your old men and your young men, whoever the fuck, they'll say it. All right? They'll say it. For whoever don't know what MGTOW is for the new niggas, MGTOW is men going their own way. MGTOW. The reason why motherfuckers had to keep it moving, when I say motherfuckers, I do mean black men. Black men had to abandon the acronym, right, is because, you know, the white dudes turned that shit into some other weird shit. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. What's going on, outspoken introvert? Gail, you feeling uppity? Yeah, they turned it into some other shit. I was there. Shaka was there. We all remember the shit when it happened. Basically, if it was about gender, we agreed. And as soon as it became some, you know, some race shit, soon as a motherfucker brought up a black male issue, it was like, slow down, motherfucker, slow down. So now it got to the point where black men in MGTOW were going at it with white men in MGTOW. All right. Said I was supposed to do a stream in that last year. All roads lead to SYSBM, but start with MGTOW. I gotta show you the thumbnail. I believe you. By the way, shout out to you for keeping a lot of that, you know, thugtician content on the internet. Because as long as, you know, as long as we got shit from back then online, people can't lie and say, oh no, you know, we started somewhere else, the mission was something else or some other bullshit. This all started from male advocacy. That's what it started from. Men's rights. That's what all this shit started from. Men's rights. Okay. So he said they turned it into a bro dude festival where they blame Tyrone. Said, I remember when you couldn't even say MGTOW online without catching digital hands. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Shaka. Hey, look, we going right there. That's where we going tonight. That's where we going. Barbarossa. All right, I was watching some shit the other day, or yesterday, I should say, yesterday morning. And the reason why I'm going to play some Barbarossa tonight is because in a back and forth in this space that has nothing to do with me, right? In a back and forth that's happening, it was said that before 2.0, there were no intellectual videos being made. Nobody had any intellectual arguments. 2.0 is said to have brought intellectualism into the manosphere. Yeah. Yeah. Now, as Tito already spoke, he said, you know, the term Negro manosphere was coined, right? And trademarked or you know, they got a domain for it or whatever the case may be. If 2.0 coined the term manosphere, which they did not, then why would they call their space the Negro manosphere? Why would they invent a black space adjacent to a, you know, an existing space? Right? So yeah, I want to play some Barbarossa tonight, just to dispel the idea that motherfuckers was just up here just bumping their gums talking about nothing. Because all of this shit began for men's rights, men's advocacy. That's what all this shit began. Not about motherfuckers who can't get pussy, none of this shit. Not about, you know, waiting for the world to end and crumble. And, you know, I'm seeing videos going up where it's like, you know, black women are getting evicted. Black women are losing their jobs and this sort of thing, right? I want to make this clear, though, when I say this, right? I'm indifferent to that. I'm very indifferent. And this is why I'm indifferent. On one hand, women have flaunted and taunted these crumbs, these sugar cookies that they've gotten from the government in our face for years. That's what they've done. right? So I don't give a fuck what you lose. I don't give a fuck. When arguing wage gaps and shit like that, black women argued the wage gap to black men as if black men set your salary. You know? What's going on, Saul? I appreciate the $10. And on the second day, then there was like Church of Bejesus Christ. Right. 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 You know. In 1.0, there was the dust. Right. And the darkness. Right. And then the three horsemen arrived. And one of the horsemen reached up into the sky and said, "Let there be light." The times that I hear or the years that I hear associated with this are always 2014, 2015. And I've been listening to this content way before that. Way before that. This is when I was in my Midtown studio publishing a magazine. I was listening to this content way before 2015. 2015, I'm in Vegas. 2015, I'm here. Space was real, right? But winter. What's going on, man? Said Marcus Wednesday tax. What's good, man? Hey, Adrian, I woke up late. See, Adrian knows that I've been in the car dealership all fucking day, man. You know, came here, knocked out, woke up maybe, 15 minutes before this stream, right, to do this. Looked at the time. Oh, shit, I'm late. Thank you for the $10, Adrian. I appreciate it. All right, Marvel 318. What's going on, man? Appreciate the super sticker, man. All right. Yeah, blog talks in the late 99s, early 2000s. I had a blog talk myself. You know who was a guest on my blog talk? Tanya TKO. Now blog talk is gone, so I can't even pull that up. Pissed. Right? Right. So the name is protagonist says the suffragists got so upset we got to vote before them. Black men have always had to go their own way since the start. Yes. Yeah. The reason why I like BMTGOW is it can't be turned into something else. It can't be turned into something else. By the way, Irvin, check this out. He says, I'm a Tom Likas guy listening on the road overnight. I was a Tom Likas fiend. During the same time I'm listening to Thug Titian, all I would listen to is Tom Likas. The funny thing is, a girl put me on to Tom Likas. A girl. Coincidentally, if you go to that stream where me and Tito are doing the whole Clarence thing, the stream we did, well, I forget it was yesterday or the other day. And you listen to the voice that I'm doing, I'm imitating Tom Likas. I'm imitating Tom Likas. Sarah Clarence, Clarence. That's my Tom Likas. That's what I was doing, right? Tom Likas was the shit. Still is. You can still pull him up. You know? But this shit has been around way before some horsemen and any of this shit that's going on now. And these guys would look at this space, you know what I'm saying, and vomit. Mind you, these guys are not dead. We talk about these people like they're dead. We talk about this shit like it's like before Christ. Oh, yeah. We spoke on that. Yes, Clarence will return again. Clarence will be back. I spoke to my man, and yeah, that's coming back. That's definitely coming back. But yeah, man, black men going their own way. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, but it depends on what people gravitate to. The bullshit can't exist if it's not supported. Now, the masses of the space want to hear incel content. I insist that there's incel content being made. If you're telling a group of people, you got 200 people in your live stream, and you're telling them that, hey, man, when this all falls apart, when it all falls apart, when it all crumbles, then you'll have a woman. If that's what you're waiting for, right? If you got to wait for that, what are you saying to us? He said before BM and AM, before and after Manosphere. Yeah. Said most of this blue pill content is incel content. Yeah. 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 I don't want the world to end for niggas to fuck. The world got to end for niggas to fuck. The world got to end for you to get bitches. So you'll have a woman and apparently a ready supply of coon meat. Don't forget the dog meat. Salute Marcus, all facts. I'm not trying to, we said, I am not trying to try and barter with Clarence for some of his coon meat during the atomic winter. This is incel content. Now, to continue, what I would like to do is get a couple other content creators to start making men going their own way content. Going their way does not mean you're trying to save a community. It means that you're not suggesting trying. Don't talk to me about, we got to save the boys. We got to save the black boys, and we'll be genetically annihilated if we go outside the race. Jubilee. Who saw the Jubilee gender war shit? A couple guys reacted to it. They asked a panel of black men and women, which one of you, what's going on, Seth? How like they said, I am more likely or prefer to date outside of my race. So once the person said that, whoever preferred dating outside of their race ought to step forward and sit down. 2 women stepped forward. None of the men stepped forward. Just 2 women stepped forward and spoke to each other. Now, if you watch that, right, you'll see, had some dudes up there, some weak ass niggas though. Now, when I posted this on Facebook, that 2 women stepped forward to say that they prefer to date out of their race, and none of the men stepped forward, and the reaction was, them niggas is scared. No. These niggas was cornballs. The niggas that they had on this panel was corny. They ain't had no real niggas on that panel. A lot of the things that were said on that panel to these women, I mean, they kept it. The little dread dude, he was all soft-spoken, but he said a lot of things that if a nigga was scared, he would not say. Them niggas ain't sit down because they would prefer to date black women. Black men, by and large, would prefer to date black women. I think that's obvious. Even in this space is obvious. Niggas throw their whole life away to be with a black woman, right? Said Frieza, the homeless J. Cole nigga with the nub is wild. Yeah, we were all there. All disrespectful about this man's lack of hand. My man had the Deadpool. We saw it. We saw it. I was there, Friezo. I was there, Lou. Right? Black men dating out has always been more about necessity than preference. And this is what I said in those comments on Facebook. Hey, New, I got you. Shout out to New for the Cash App. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, man. Black men dating out has always been. Always been. And I'm talking about in the majority. I ain't talking about your few cases. Because he's always preferred white women. That's a lie. It's a lie. In the majority of cases, black men have always dated out of necessity, not preference. They date non-black women because black women have a very narrow, it's like a narrow, criteria for what kind of black men they want. We know this already. Now, I'm not saying it because I'm mad who they pick. I don't give a fuck who they pick. Let's just say what it is. That's who they like. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's who they like, right? Right. She says, historically, we were always MGTOW here. We were the first. Absolutely. MGTOW was hijacked from niggas. I remember it. I was there. I seen it. I seen it with my eyes. These eyes, they saw that shit. I saw it. And, Shaka, you already know, they always carried MGTOW like it was some white boy movement. Nah, that was niggas, man. That was niggas. That shit was hijacked from niggas. Like everything else is hijacked from niggas. Then came the Ibmores and, all that other shit, SYSBMs, and like Shaka says, more acronyms. Men going their own way is about not doing the shit that you have been raised, groomed, conditioned to do in a matriarchal or simp society. We got guys in this space telling us in many different ways to do exactly that. In the space that spawned from MGTOW, we have people saying to black men, don't go your own way. Go the way. Go, the social way, the norm, do the social norm shit. That's what they're telling you now. In order for this to function right. Even in the back and forth me and BGS had, he was saying, oh, in the movie, Neo had to save the Matrix. I don't know what movie he was watching. I'm just saying, men going their own way is not about telling men to get married, have children, get a picket fence, and all that shit. This is what we're going to do. Yesterday or the other day or whenever the last time I was on this motherfucker, right? I played y'all some Thugtician, right? Now I remember, one of our esteemed content creators saying, well, he was pro-black. They tried to reimagine Thugtician as a pro-black content creator. He was never that. I played you some of the shit he said. You heard it yourself. Okay? Said his first instinct, but that wasn't his mission. That wasn't his mission. Okay. Say yeah. Oh, his first thing was to save the bitch. Oh, you talk about what, Trinity? So I want to play something, right? I want you to hear if for those who've never heard of a guy named Barbarossa. Barbarossa is one of the original niggas around these parts. He cannot be sold as a pro-black. It's impossible. He cannot be sold as a pro-black. All right. Soldier Solo. Passport Bros started out as SYSBM. Now every expat is a passport bro. Even women are called that. Can't have shit exclusive. Nah. But I'm thinking this Hall of Fame. If you put the black before the MGTOW, you can't get jacked by a white boy. Can't that can't happen. So how do your blue-pilled black incel, how do they hijack a going their own way? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just asking for the sake of conversation, right? So this is the first video I'm gonna play. This is one of the first videos I came across when looking for Barbarossa shit, right? So I'm gonna play some of this shit just so you can hear this man talk. Let's go. Oh, wrong fucking video. Let me drop that down and let's go to this. There we go.
We live in a time where the you-go-girl culture, along with the hypersexualization of society, has simply eradicated the value of men by creating a breed of man so desperately sex craves that he'll do anything entitled females demand of him to get it. The men who won't bow down to women must now come to terms with the fact that when he's in a relationship or even a marriage with a woman, there is a legion of men waiting like cackling hyenas for you to slip up. Women know this, and this is why a so-called equal relationship between a man and a woman cannot exist in Western society.
In his natural state, the male wants freedom above all other things, and the only thing powerful enough to even begin to compete with this drive is his drive to reproduce. In fact, I believe that man is in and always has been hindered between an inner conflict between his freedom and his desire for reproduction, the creative spirit versus the animal bull in rut, obsessed with nothing but sex and more sex.
Feminism has never been about the liberation of so-called oppressed women. My videos and the videos of many other MRAs here on YouTube thoroughly debunk the myth of women's oppression. Feminism from its inception has been about controlling men, the only gender that can actually overthrow an unjust and corrupt government.
Women that claim to want traditional relationships consisting of turning dials on washing machines and dishwashers and doling out sex while you, the man, goes out to bust your ass to support her are deceptive and selfish parasites that are perfectly fine with letting you slowly degrade your own male vitality and health to make things easier for her.
And the propensity for men to believe that there exists his own private, angelic, warm, and serenic soulmate is the cause of much male suffering. Our identity has always been strained through a female filter first, and then offered up to us, condensed in a solution of chivalry and misandry. But
so let me y'all hear the man talking. Let me I'm gonna address one of these. So he said, is it really MGTOW if all the content is still centered on women? How is going your own way consistent if women remain the main topic? So this is what I'm gonna say, Lou. Back then, it Old computer crash. Testing sound. Can y'all hear me? So I don't know what the last thing you heard me say, right? But of course it's still MGTOW. That's the society crumbling. At any rate, no, even in the MGTOW period, even in the MGTOW period, what's going on, Bishop X? Henny, what's going on? Lou, even in the MGTOW period, right? Understand this, bro. It's male advocacy, men's rights. We were talking about the same shit we talk about now. The issues regarding marriage, the issues regarding, one's access to their children, all of those things were being spoken about. What you got to understand, Lou, is this. Oh, okay, I just read the question in the crash. Okay. Lou, what you got to understand is this, bro. Most of the things that they're telling you to do in society is centered around women. You go get the house and the this and you get the job and the salary and this and that, and then you work as a slave until you die and leave the house to her. That's what it is. The original name for this video was gonna be Black Men Slave Morality, because black men have a slave morality. And that slave morality plays itself out in the speeches and the ideology and in the content that black men make in this space. There's a slave morality being preached here. Not only that, this whole concept of winter, right, is really circling around black men's belief that welfare destroyed the black family. I don't fucking think so. Welfare was a life raft for bitches. That's what it was. That's what it was. Everything wasn't hunky-dory, lovely, everybody loving each other, then welfare arrived and, fucked shit up. No, shit was already fucked up. I've already explained to niggas, this is why none of your uncles and aunts match with each other. They like mixed match luggage. Your grandfather, if you know the motherfucker at all, if you ever met him, was busting his ass to pay for everything. And it's not necessarily that he left before you could meet him. He probably died before you could meet him. Your grandfather probably died before you could meet him. That's even if y'all were breathing air on earth at the same time. He probably died when you were very young. Busting his ass to be a patriarch. The same patriarch that women hate now. What's going on, Dre? The same patriarch that they hate now. Now we got people telling us in this same space that we created to go our own way, to go back to go on doing it their way. And the tactics they use are the children. The same kid that you ain't got access to. The same kids you ain't got access to. The same kids you got to fight the same system for access to. If this is a patriarchy, right? Why do men got to fight for access to their kids? In the patriarchy, the government favors men. This is a system, right? This society, this Western society, this system uses men as cattle to make the whole thing run. You work until you die. You paying off a bunch of shit, right? So that you can raise your sons to grow up and do the same thing. When do you live? When do you live? Shout out to Adrian Hicks. We were talking about this. When do you live? When does your life begin? That's why when you get on social media, you see women over here in Dubai, over here on an island, over here on the beach. You never see the man who paid for the trip. You just see them on the trip. Right? These women who are taking these pictures in these different locations on the internet. You are being led to believe that, you know, women are doing so great. They're making so much money that they can afford all these trips. But these women seem to be on vacation all fucking year. How many of you know a woman or know of a woman that every time you log into the internet, I don't care what part of the year it is, this woman is on vacation? This woman is flown out somewhere, is on the beach somewhere, got a glass with an umbrella in it. She's taking pictures of her food for the world to see, right? And be careful, you know. Hey, look, for you dating serial dater motherfuckers, you go on a date. Shout out to Tito because he said this, and I agree. You guys that go on dates and you got the woman doing this to her plate, you know, she's taking pictures of her plate, click, 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 so she can show her girlfriends how she out here eating on niggas. This is the life they're living while your ass is at work paying for the shit. I've sat, and I'll say this again, I've said it before, for those who missed the video before, I'll say it again. I've sat in my studio with different models, and I've watched them call different niggas to get different bills paid. I've watched this happen in my face. I've watched this happen in my face. So you want to be the provider, ass nigga. I tell men, go your own way. This is my new shit now. So SYSBM is coming off the graphics. It's coming off. BMGTOW for the foreseeable future. Black men going their own way. That's the new shit here. Okay? I'm not going to tell you about black genetic annihilation or deterioration of black culture or save your community, black man. I'm not here to tell you about black boys' reading scores. I'm not here for none of that shit. If you're worried about any of this, you're in the wrong place. If you're here to hate watch, hey, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the views. I appreciate them. All haters are welcome here. I'm here to tell men, not just black men, but men, go your own fucking way. Live. Black men have a slave morality. Black men are proud. You take pride in getting nothing and giving everything. You take pride in it. Niggas brag about slavery. I posted on my community tab some time ago. This was maybe either early in the year, late last year. I said, black men are the proudest slaves that you'll ever come across. Niggas thought I meant in reference to white men. No. I've also said black men approach white men like Malcolm X, but they approach black women like MLK. And that's what I mean. You're the proudest slaves ever. Let's watch this some shit. I saw Little Baby and what's the Little Yachty trying to outspend each other on some groupie bitch. But Black Dynamite, I'm trying to save the community. If you haven't seen Black Dynamite, y'all really need to check that. Oh man, Black Dynamite. We got too many girl dads here, and I don't want men with daughters. And every time I say girl dad, I'm going to disclaim it by saying I'm not talking about men with daughters. I'm talking about girl dads. Okay. There's a lot of men with daughters putting their daughter on the real shit. But then you have girl dads. It's a distinct difference. Okay. These guys are telling you guys in this space that came from MGTOW that you should abandon going your own way to go their way. It's a light bringer, darkness dreamer. Self-improvement sounds way better than waiting for an apocalyptic winter as your only option to becoming sensually select. I'm with self-improvement. Hey, I'm with you. Thank you for the $5. I'm with you. Self-improvement has become somewhat of a slur around here. No one is suggesting that, you become like Zeus out this motherfucker. Now, if you can attain Zeus, okay, fine. But nobody's telling you to do all of that to then turn around and rescue the bitch with 9 kids. When I hear guys say that, to me, that sounds like an excuse not to do shit for yourself. That's what that sounds like, right? But Marcus, you want us to become Superman for these broke bitches? No. Y'all the motherfuckers saying, hey, look, I want to date out. I want to, SYSBM. I want to find me a non-black woman. Well, you think they want a lump of shit? No, you got to do something with that. You can't be broke for no woman. And when I say don't be broke, I don't mean be rich and provide. But at least be able to hold yourself down, right? I tell men, be the desired male, not the provided male. Niggas don't want to do that. Ghetto user says, tuition, just for laying out the facts, it has always been just about the worship of women in my mind. Keep speaking, do not stop. As someone said, in pursuit of a woman to pay her bills, insanity, my opinion. Yeah. Niggas are getting on their knees to beg a bitch. Can I pay for your life? Can I work myself to death for you exclusively? Just you. So, Lou, when you feel like men are saying married men are simps, it kind of functions in that space where a lot of guys see it as because you ask for a woman's hand in marriage to then, but it depends on what your situation is. Again, for me, there's potential. It doesn't mean that's what you are, but it means it could be. Could be. Could be. Could be. I would say not all married men are simps, but I would say all simps want to get married. It's a shame that the one thing that they sell to niggas who aren't getting pussy is marriage, and then you get married and you do all of these things, and now you're a husband not getting pussy. I don't understand the purpose of telling a motherfucker everything that's wrong with going that way and then using some sort of, shaming tactic or scare tactic to get motherfuckers to do it anyway. I don't get it. I've been saying that for some time. But there's this slave morality. I want men to do this because I remember some time ago, I was on a stream. It might have been my stream. It might have been Fantastic Stream. And there was a conversation brought up where I said, if need be, I would put my hands on a woman. If need be. Yeah. Put my hands on anybody if need be. Right? And the reaction in this men's space, this red pill space, this men going their own way space was, oh, you're a woman beater. You're an abuser. This is what men were saying in this red pill space. I remember who said it. I'm not going to forget. Okay? Next time I say something in one of these videos that triggers your sensibilities, I want you to look in the mirror. When I say this unapologetic man shit and you get triggered by it, I want you in that moment, check yourself, look in the mirror and say, hey, why do I feel this way? Why do you feel that way? Oh, no, it was built on that. It's no longer that, but it was built on that. This shit was built on, you were there. It was built on this. We evolved. There was an evolution to this. That evolution came from MGTOW. The guys who are saying, I started the manosphere, we're the horsemen and all this and all that, they were there for MGTOW. You'll hear them say it. So how you took that from that? How did you do that? Now there's 68 people in here. I don't know how many views this video will ultimately get, but the title is definitely triggering, right? Let's listen to some more Barbarossa. I'm gonna bring it up again since we crashed. I don't know what the fuck going on with this computer. Hold on. Okay. Shout out to all my people. Go through one of them situations. You know how you got a tab that's playing sound in the background. You don't know which tab it is. That's what I'm dealing with at the current moment. Where the fuck is that shit coming from? It's blasting in my ears. What the fuck is going on? Okay. That ain't it. Hold on. Before I play this video, I gotta get this shit out my ears, man. I got sound in my ears. I don't know where this shit is coming from. Motherfucker. But yeah, Chaga, again, you were there. You know that this shit came from that. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play some Barbarossa while I search for this tab that's playing sound. Hold on. Hopefully it doesn't. Can you guys hear that? I don't think you can. Hopefully you can. You shouldn't be able to hear that. I don't know what the fuck. What the fuck was that? Hopefully it doesn't play again. Hold on, let me get this up. All right. Here we go.
Predatory, divorce-prone women that employ of chivalry and misandry. But this is what I'm offering all of the men listening to this. A chance to contribute to a shift in male thought and attitude, whether women and society want it or not. A nation of underappreciative, financially predatory, divorce-prone women that employ every dirty trick in the book towards turning unsuspecting men into cash cow automatons are the enemies of men, and men should treat these women as such, especially if you're a man going his own way. we're going to give an examination of the nuclear family, irrespective of the way anybody else views it. Now it's time I inject the question of whether or not the traditional family is, as many have mentioned, the most stable arrangement for raising well-adjusted children, whether or not this stability is achieved by an unfair tendency towards male disposability, and whether or not women remain faithful to traditionalism when other more lucrative opportunities present themselves. Operate under the implied idea that every woman in a bar or a club is a slut, every single one of them. Women want power as much as men do. Specifically, they want to wield male power. They don't want to get their hands dirty, and violent men are all too happy to do that for them. On this channel, we observe the relationship of women as a collective with the state and how they've been using that relationship to benefit themselves at the expense of men. I'm speaking about Nawalt, aka not all women are like that, and the various other excuses that women who are actually like that give us time and time again to excuse the actions of the female collective. I mean, does it bother anyone else that we have an entire industry designed to tell men how to walk, talk, dress, and act so that women will want them? Does it not alarm anybody when they see the sheer magnitude of time and effort invested into this stupidity? Do you see how we've allowed women to dictate our worth based on access to an inherent anatomical orifice that they never had to work for, that they were just born?
Hey, Henny. No intellectualism here, huh? I mean, you know, before 2.0, nobody was an intellectual. Just a bunch of dumb motherfuckers in 1.0. No, 2.0 brought the smart niggas. The smart motherfuckers came with 2.0, right? Everybody for 1.0 is just... And then Let There Be Light happened, and then everybody became a deep thinking, you know, articulate motherfucker out of the blue. Let's go.
Born with the worship anatomical orifice that.
Oh yeah, Tito, I see you. Yeah, I remember. He was talking about dating coaches like Mystery. When homie had the whole book out, I had it. I copped it. I wanted to see what was in that motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's like, a whole industry dedicated to teaching men. Yeah. Let's hear some more, man.
They never had to work for, that they were just born with. The worship of pussy and women has to stop, and I intend to do as much as I can do to show men exactly what female worship is all about, because I believe that then, and only then, will men truly understand what it means to be free.
I'd like to give my reasons why conservatism, at least in America in its modern state, is by no means an alternative or even a lesser of the two evils for men, and particularly those men that are men going their own way or ghosting or absconding from society or whatever you want to call it.
I think a question that many of us dance around but rarely openly answer is, to what degree are women responsible for feminism? You know, and it's this willingness to leverage the state against men to take what they want by force that I find evil and hypocritical. They want to be safe even if it means that others will suffer for it.
Women cannot enforce feminism. Women cannot enforce feminism. They can't. Not physically. They can't physically make motherfuckers, hey, you give us our rights or else. Can't physically enforce feminism. You can't do it. You need men for that. Is that Rob? Is Rob here? Rob, if you in the building, what's good, bro? What's going on, bro? As of late, I've dealt with more pushback from men than women. For anybody who's been on my Facebook page before this YouTube shit, you'll know I used to go back and forth with these bitches all the time. All them bitches are gone. All I got are a bunch of bitch ass niggas. Henny says 1.0 had very smart people. The majority of people didn't have the same access in the early 2006 to 2014. Let's keep it real. Most didn't even have smartphones. I was on the internet with it. I was on my MacBook. I had a BlackBerry at the time, but I was on the internet with it. We weren't listening to this shit through our phones. We were on our computers. We were on our computers. And hey, Tito, back then, we couldn't wait for niggas to drop some shit. Because for me, it has been what I've been saying all my life. So I, in real time, felt like I was one of the only niggas in the streets saying what I was saying until these niggas on the internet started saying it. So I was open to hearing this shit because now I'm like, niggas is making videos on this internet about this shit. I'm not by myself. So Tito says, according to whole ass LAR movement, I was not in 1.0. Shout out to LAR. You might have to substantiate that, homie. Now, I'm not in your shit, but you would have to substantiate that. Yeah, that was back in the OU mad because I'm styling on you. Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. Let's listen to some more Barbarossa. Who's gonna say Barbarossa wasn't part of this? I dare you. I double dare you. Throw Barbarossa under the bus. I dare you. You can't do it. I think that's the entire video. Let me pull this down. I want somebody to dare say, yeah, discredit Barbarossa. You can't do it, man. Don't do that. Don't attempt to do it. Don't even attempt to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is the old shit, bro. This is the shit. Motherfucker, you was there for it. You were there for it. It was a video that you wanted me to play, Shock. Let me know what the title is, but I'm going to play something else. I want to play one more thing. Got a Barbarossa playlist here. Playlist. Let's go.
Feminists that employ it is by far the most.
By the way, when I listen to Barbarossa, you know who he reminds me of? Just listening to him talk. Nameless, where you at? Listen to this man talk.
I find it ironic that the tool of feminism and the feminists that employ it is by far the most odious form of oppression, not just for men, but for women as well. Now, don't get me wrong. Men suffer far more under the iron curtain of Marxist feminism, but for some odd reason, women seem to be more miserable than ever. And that's because the worst thing Western women could have done is to bog themselves down in the tar pits chasing the feminist fantasy that speaks to the very worst parts of the female psyche. Indeed, the entire reason that women have been such a privileged class throughout history is because only the good parts of her nature were displayed openly in society for everyone to see. Feminism, for the first time possibly in recorded history, has allowed Western women to show their true nature, and it's the worst possible thing they could have done for themselves because now the physical beauty of women comes as a double-edged sword of documented and well-known unbridled greed, manipulation, and toxicity. And not since the days of Samson and Delilah have men been so keenly aware of the destruction and havoc women can visit upon them. And so now women can no longer fetch the admiration and devotion of men in any meaningful way. Men aren't amazed or awestruck when we look at women. Men are suspicious and cautious and frankly want as little to do with women as possible. And when men want as little to do with something as possible, we strip down our interaction with it to the necessities, which means that men generally only want to be around women for as long as it takes to fuck them. And feminism and the women who practice it are to blame, not men. Feminism made women absolutely unbearable to be around and impossible to form lasting bonds with. And so by default, men categorized you as nothing but the very sex objects feminists claim the patriarchy labeled you as. That's why the Western woman is so intent on making sure everybody notices her outfit that show just enough ass and tits for plausible deniability. At work, on the street, in the supermarket, at the DMV, at Blockbuster, and everywhere else. Because sex is all they are. They have nothing else. Ass and tits and painted up faces that make them look like clowns and heels that make them look taller than what they really are. That's all they have left.
Ain't that what we saying now? Ain't much change in the original, at least the original message. This is all the original message. This is where we began. What you won't find here is this man telling you everything bad about women and then trying to scare you into fucking with them anyway. That's what you won't find here. And that's the big difference, right? That's the important part. Right? So let me see if I could download this. Tito sent me something he wants me to play. In the meantime, while I grab that, I'm gonna play some more of this Barbarossa.
Now, some of the more perceptive Western women are starting to realize the size and scope of the trap they've been tricked into laying for themselves, but it really doesn't matter whether they see it or not, because for the first time, men are on the precipice of adopting a line of thought that sticks a collective middle finger in the faces of Western femdom as a whole and tells them that this time, you're digging yourselves out of your own mess. The manginas that haven't figured out how much the very women they grovel to despise them aren't going to save you. You may have government catching you with their safety nets, but in reality, all they can really do for you is throw more money at the symptoms of your misery. The feminist governments in the West are so good at hiding the fact that they're such a huge part of the cause of the Western woman's sickness that she believes government to be the cure for it. The Western skank isn't going to be saved by the hordes of doctors scripting her more antidepressants than ever, and she isn't going to be saved by going to church and expecting men to believe that that makes them somehow cleansed of the stench of the long list of men in her past. God may...
We need to bring back 1.0 language. Mangina, pussy beggar, all that shit needs to make a comeback. All that shit needs to make a comeback. Yeah. Yeah, we start to see where people got their talking points. Yeah. All these founding fathers that, the ones that say, well, my name was given to me by whatever. They were here at the time. They'll tell you they were here. They will tell you that they were here during MGTOW. The reason why a lot of these motherfuckers cannot lie to me because I was watching these videos as they dropped. I was watching these videos as they drop. I appreciate you, Tony. We need to bring back 1.0 language. Mangina. Pussy beggar. You're such a pussy beggar. Pussy beggar. Only a pussy beggar would want to destroy this thing we built because he ain't fucking. Because the woman is fucking someone else. Because he's not the choice. This is what we say about women. Women have all types of hashtag movements when they're not the choice. You're a ism. You're a colorist. You're a featurist. You're a weightist. You're a lengthist. These bitches have a category for niggas who have a hair length preference. And we talk about, shame, blame, and explain, and that's the new, Tar City definition that he brought to the space. But back in the day, we would call these motherfuckers manginas, pussy beggars, trying to convince these women to change and be what they were in the 50s, pre-60s, when you think, you know, black people were so happy because the marriage rate was higher. Because, oh, we were married, we were families back. Them bitches had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to go. They had to fuck with you. And welfare was the life raft. Let me tell you, for those who blame welfare, blaming welfare for the destruction of the black family is like blaming the gun for shooting a nigga. Hold that thought. I'm going to say it again like Umar. Blaming welfare for the destruction of the black family is like blaming the actual pistol. You gonna blame the gun? The gun shot him. It was the gun's fault. It was the gun's fault. Let's blame the gun. The gun's a weapon. It's a tool, like some of us like to say. It's a tool. It's a tool. If a motherfucker don't got a gun, they're gonna use some other shit. They're gonna use a hammer, an ice pick, a fork, some other shit. Welfare was nothing but the emancipation black women needed to get the fuck away from you. That's all it was. That's all it was. Oh, you posted a link. Hold on 1 second. Said, I didn't read that super chat. Hold on. Let me not go too fast. Gayagami said, so was I. I remember the time when Bar was Christian. I've witnessed him becoming agnostic. His red pill was not limited to women. No red pill is limited to women. The reason why we talk about women so much is because we're men. All men talk about women, not just black men. All men. But because we have a unique issue with our women, they often come up. That's why you can have a tonight's conversation and an 8 at the table and a what's the PEEF network and all this type of shit. Because relationships in black culture are a huge issue. It's a huge issue. So it's going to keep coming back up. Saying that black men talk about women too much is like saying black people talk about racism too much. The person who is not affecting ain't got shit to say about it. If you have less issues in your culture with something as simple as a male-female dynamic, what's the conversation? Really? How's the wife? She's good. Everything's great. Kids are great. Yeah, now let's talk about this business. But in our culture, it's a big issue. So it commands a lot of conversation. Red pill is way bigger than women. Red pill is just acknowledging reality. And part of acknowledging that reality is acknowledging the nature of women. And I don't think men really appreciate the true nature of women. You don't. All you got to do is study animals. We're not animals, Marcus. Yes, we fucking are. We some smart ass animals. We can build shit. We can create shit. We can light a fire. Oh, wow. It's great. We can also build bombs big enough to destroy this whole shit. That's how great we are. That's how smart we are. Let me see what's up. I'm going to hit that link that you sent me, man. But before I do that, I want to play Tito's link. Let me drop down Barbarossa for a minute. And let's see what Tito sent me. Let's see what Tito sent me. All right. I'm going to full screen this. Let's see what young Tito has to say. I can tell this is an old ass video. But let's see what young Tito has to say.
Hello, gentlemen. This video is a response to that brother Blue and Orange who asked a question in the comment section of one of my videos earlier this afternoon. He wanted to know why the HIV/AIDS rate is so high amongst Black women. Well, brother Blue and Orange and the rest of the brothers, that's a very complex question to answer. Some of the reasons why are straightforward. Some of them, they might be something you never thought of, or nobody ever. Oh, I didn't think of it like that. Well, the first reason why is that, and before we get any further, for any Black women who might view this video, if none of the shit that I'm saying applies to you, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly, as they say. I will never understand why women who claim to be virtuous and good are so steadfast in trying to defend sluts and whores, but I digress. The first reason why is, despite all of their guilty projections, many Black women who will sit there and talk about, oh, well, these guys don't want to wear condoms, or, these guys, they don't like condoms. Well, the women are the same way. They don't like them. They don't want to use them. And you really can't argue with that. All you have to do is go on the CDC website for STDs. There's no arguing with it. When I was in the prime of my womanizing years, many times I would meet women at clubs and
my man said when I was at the prime of my womanizing years, when I was bending bitches over the balcony. Yeah, the human animal, absolutely. The feminism unleashed their nation. Yeah, kind of, sort of. I think it was kind of there. This society that we live in lets women operate at their base nature while inhibiting male nature. It demonizes male nature and puts female nature on a pedestal. I remember I got into a back and forth with Lucario, of all people. He said, well, and he's the simpest nigga ever. Women have a biological imperative. This is what he told me. Women have a biological imperative. I said, nigga, men got a biological imperative. The fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck you mean? Women, but Marcus, you have to understand, women have a biological imperative. Yeah, we have no biological imperative, yo. Men's biological imperative is to fuck as many bitches as possible. I keep going back and forth with niggas in this space about monogamy. And monogamy is nature, it's the natural order. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not. Your biology tells you to operate in conflict with monogamy. Women are naturally hypergamous. We know this. Hypergamy does not begin and end with finance. We know what hypergamy means. It means that nigga got to be better than me. He got to be smarter than me. He got to be taller than me. He got to be stronger than me. He got to be everything that I'm not. That's what hypergamy is. If he is equal or lesser to me, I don't need him. I got the bag. I don't need a man. Let's hear some more young, polite, soft-spoken Tito. Let's listen to Tito.
run some good game, and before long, they will be ready to adjourn themselves to a vehicle parked a close distance by, a hotel room, or their house. Not just at clubs here in Chicago area, but clubs all over the Midwest. Same thing that I went to, and other places in the United States, other regions. Same thing, common thread. They will be, before long, they will be ready to adjourn themselves to some place and fuck. And many times, as I will be fumbling for a condom in my back pocket of my pants, or reaching in the inside pocket of a jacket, a coat I was wearing, as I'm fumbling for a condom, they will be struggling to pull my fully erect, stiff dick inside of them raw. And I was, oh, hold on. I mean, I gave many a woman the Walter Payton stiff arm to try to keep her from pulling my dick inside of her raw.
Any nigga that has got enough pussy in his life has gone through what he's describing right now. Yeah. Yeah. All been through it. And for the men who have not been through it, don't envy us. It's a trap. It's a motherfucking trap. It's a trap. Let's go. Let's go. Let's listen to some more Young Tito.
Yep. Another reason why, and these next two reasons are very, very closely related. Very closely related. Another reason why is that many Black women have a distinct lack of ability to cope with reality. And because of that inability to cope with reality, or to live in reality, or to accept reality, many of them are frequent alcohol and drug users. So, by logic, if you spend most of your adolescent and then your adult life blasted out of your mind half the time with drugs and alcohol, you're going to make poor decisions. You're going to be extraordinarily promiscuous without even remembering. You're going to start off going out to just have a couple of drinks, or just to smoke out real quick, and end up laying with the filthiest of men of all races. You know, I've seen women, Black women, fine Black women, get drunk and leave clubs with confirmed white men who are confirmed intravenous meth users. And he was high for something, she was drunk and high for something. You really think they had safe sex? Do you? Not to say that this happens a lot in the case with the white meth users, but I've seen it a couple occasions. You might like I say, with the filthiest of men of any race, multiple filthy men, and not care about it, or not wear a condom and not care at the time because you're drunk out of your mind, you're high out of your mind. You might not care.
Let me say something to y'all, man. Now, Tito outlines the delusions of women, right? I want to say this in respect to that, right? Women have been lied to. They've been told they're great. They've been told they're perfect. They've been told that they should not, have to do anything to compete, to improve. They are perfect as they are, and they should be accepted as they are. There are songs about this. Right now, there's a song where a girl's like, you're perfect and you're worth it and all this other stupid shit, right? So that's a reality that women struggle with, where, we tell them, the impossible beauty standards. I don't understand how there's impossible beauty when there's women walking around looking like the impossible beauty, right? And when they say impossible beauty, we ain't talking about like bulimic, anorexic shit, because that ain't our shit. We talking about just not being obese. It is not impossible to not be obese, right? But if you push a culture and you push a singer or a few people out there that are obese and you put them out there as like, oh, we're going to try to normalize this obese, and then you build statues of fat chicks and all this type of shit where this is the real woman. So that means every woman that's in shape, every woman that's fit, every woman that jogs every day are not real women. We got men saying they're real women. We got big girls saying, I'm the real woman, not the fit woman, me. And fit doesn't necessarily mean that you got six-pack abs. Right? But this society has given women so much that now they demand physical perfection in men, right? Whereas once upon a time, it didn't matter. As long as you had paper. You go to the third world, women don't give a fuck what you look like. As long as they can eat food and drink water. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck of what you look. You look like Ron Jeremy. As long as you could give them something to eat and drink, you the nigga. Now, there are some realities about women that men cannot accept. And in the same way that Tito was saying that these women will drink and smoke to escape the realities that conflict with the lies that they've been told, with the bubble that they've been put in. There's a bubble that men are in. Understanding what women are, not who they are. Because when you say who they are, you're saying, well, this woman is this way and that woman is different. No, what women are. I want men to understand what women are, because when you say what as opposed to who, you're not individualizing, you're generalizing. But Marcus, you can't generalize. Yeah, you can. Of course you can. Now, some generalizations are not true and others are. Most black people like chicken, but who doesn't like chicken? The Chinese eat chicken. White people eat chicken. Everybody eat chicken. But do we like chicken? Yes, we do. So it counts for us too. And a lot of us like chicken, fried chicken. Throw it in some deep fried, grease, Crisco, whatever you have, whatever have you. You can't generalize, Marcus. Yes, you can. The dietary health disorders of black people prove that generalization correct. Proves it right every time. The reality that men, especially black men, struggle with in terms of women is what he outlined. And I think that a lot of men don't see the nasty side of women enough. They only understand their experience. Oh, she used me. Oh, we went on a date and she didn't call me back. You know how niggas might smash and don't call her chick back? You take a woman out on an expensive date and now she's ghosting you. That's a lot of niggas' experience with women, the dating experience. What y'all don't see is some pretty disgusting shit. Take it from a guy. And at one point, I got to get my man Sub in here. My man, shout out to Sub-Zero. I ain't talking about the internet dickhead. I'm talking about Sub-Zero, my man from Harlem in New York City. For everybody in here that's from New York City, you know who Sub is. Sub-Zero, DJ Deep Freeze, the DVD guy, you know him. We have seen the most disgusting shit from women in our travels and movements. Locked door parties and strip clubs and, pimp and whore shit and all that shit. There aren't words to describe the shit that I've seen. From my late teens all through my 20s and 30s, running around these nightclubs and shit, and then throwing our own shit, our own parties and shit like that. For the man that comes in and gets his lap dance, right? is entertainment to him. It's the same as saying, y'all niggas don't know how the sausage is made, right? Pause. I know how the sausage is made. If you're in that industry, you understand what the disgusting part of that industry is. It's the sex industry. The shit that we see that you don't. When you're throwing a party in your establishment and you got to clean the men's bathroom and the women's bathroom. And I want y'all to guess whose bathroom is more disgusting. Some niggas who were drunk and they just wild pissing everywhere. Them? That is that more disgusting? Or the bathroom that the strippers use. Without fail, and this is not just about strip clubs. I worked at the Uptown Comedy Club in Harlem. I've seen a lot of the comedians that you saw on Def Jam, and I've met them. I know them. In the women's bathroom, fuck a toilet seat being left up. Fuck a nigga may piss on the rim of the seat. Their shit is beyond disgusting. Okay? A lot of y'all niggas, I have to say it. I ain't saying everybody, but I'm speaking in this space. A lot of men here have not had enough access to women to be disgusted by some of the shit they do. You don't understand what women are. You talking about body counts. Women got way more access to dick than you got to pussy. You think that access don't get abused? You think the woman that you taking out on a date didn't get fucked and didn't suck dick that morning? Or is sucking dick and getting fucked after you drop her off after your date? Y'all don't know the fucking half. Let's play some more Tito.
Until the reality hits you, you know, you saddle with a child, and then you turn around and tell the child that his father left when he was 3 or something, when you don't even know who the damn father is. Just some memory of a face after a night in the club. But I digress. The next reason why is related to the last reason why is that because of their inability to cope with reality, and because they use drugs and alcohol so much, especially drugs, there are many intravenous heroin users that are black females. They can't get enough of the shit. They can't get enough of it. Many black females use hardcore drugs, you know. Like with the Bobby and Christina thing, it kind of makes me laugh where the media wants to depict Bobby as this brash, party hard bad boy, you know, like he ruined Whitney Houston.
Right.
Whitney Houston was a multi-millionaire having cocaine parties at her damn house every night when Bobby Brown was still a poop butt in high school.
Absolutely.
She turned him out.
Yep.
And many of these men are turned out on drugs by these women. Many of them are. But many of these black women, many heroin users are black females. And not only are they participating in the HIV/AIDS risk behavior of using intravenous drugs, they're also participating in the HIV/AIDS risk behavior of prostituting to raise funds to buy those drugs, or just prostituting in direct exchange for drugs. And for a little extra product or for a little extra money, some of them are even willing to go raw or suck your dick raw.
Or they sell their daughters. We all grew up in, the 90s, some of us late 80s, crack era, women were selling their daughters to drug dealers. Now we'll talk about the man who bought the access from the woman, but we ain't going to talk about the woman who sold her daughter for drugs. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the women who either sell themselves or their children for drugs. Yeah. It's crazy that, folks blame Whitney on Bobby Brown. Now, at this point, it's apparent. Bobby is the only surviving motherfucker in that whole situation. Right? Everybody else is gone. The sad thing is that everybody around Whitney knew the truth. Dion, Aretha, all of them. They all knew the truth about Whitney. Clive, they all knew the truth. And they threw homie under the bus to protect her image. We always the fall guy. The problem I got with it is you're willing to be. Y'all motherfuckers are willing to be the fall guy. Because we got to save everything. We got to save the boys and save the girls and save the community and put it all back together. Mind you, all this shit is working against you with the aid of the state. It's not the state doing it. It's them doing it with the aid and the support of the state. They're not being pushed to do this. They do it with the help of the state.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Another reason that Black women have so much HIV/AIDS is that they, like many women, but especially them, have a particular hunger for the filthiest of men. They do. The ones you see standing outside on the corner, been grinding for days, haven't washed their ass, walking around with their fucking hands in their pants all the time, and then want to give you a dap, nigga. You got your motherfucking hands in your pants. Just tell your cousin I said what up. The filthiest of men. And they crave them. It's not a unheard of occurrence to see a woman that's a partner at a law firm and maybe married or something go slumming in the hood every once in a while to get us some thug dick. I've seen this many times.
I've seen that. Mm-hmm.
It's not uncommon. And with these thugs that are out here selling all of these drugs, if they having a drought, with the dating pool, or they too busy out there hustling to really hold down whatever female they dealing with, where do you think they go for pussy? They go to them same dope fiend prostitute bitches I just mentioned. That's how some of them catch it. Fuck that shit y'all, that dumb shit y'all think about guys catching the jail. That's how a lot of these niggas is catching AIDS.
Men tend to think that women don't have a sexuality. Men tend to want to believe the sugar and spice image of women that they've been sold. The idea that, women only fuck out of love and procreation and this bullshit. How do you think these guys that, niggas complain that these women are choosing? They complain that these women are choosing them. But at the same time, they see these women as someone they need to save from these men, because somehow it's the men that got these women acting this way. It's the men that drag them and seduce them. You got all these laws on the book, or used to have laws on the books. And some of these laws are still on the books, trying to protect women from being seduced by bad men. Never does it occur to anyone that it's a preference, that it's a sexual proclivity. None of this. Of women. Women have perverted thoughts. They have, perverted desires. Some of them even have fantasies that begin with the R word. But nobody talks about this either. All you get is simp niggas. And niggas who don't get pussy that for some reason they think they're the better man and they're going to save these innocent women from these bad guys. How often have you seen a woman with an abusive boyfriend or abusive husband and no one in the world can convince her to leave this man? And the first thing other women will say is, you don't understand. It's hard to leave. Why? Why? This is the new millennium. You guys have provision and protection built into the system. I don't want to hear that shit about you can't leave. Of course you can leave. Because eventually you leave. It ain't no easier to leave when you eventually do than it was before you did. That shit don't make no sense. Eventually you leave. Now, of course, you got the crazy guy that says, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. But you got the crazy bitch that'll tell a nigga, you ain't going nowhere, nigga. And to run niggas over with cars and stab them and cut them and all that. There's a lot of women that kill niggas for trying to leave. She was trying to leave, Marcus. In America, women, not just black women, women have choice. Women have been allowed to choose the man that they want to be with, choose the man that they want to procreate with, choose. And you know what we do? You know what we do in America? We blame the choice. We blame the choice. We don't blame the bitch who chose. We blame the choice. If you're blaming the choice, you're a fucking simp. You're a simp. It perplexes me. You know, the guy that I play with crayons, right? It perplexes me how a nigga can have all this information in front of him. Not just about divorce rates, not just about men taking women taking men's money and alimony and child support, not just that. But how women carry themselves, irresponsible, promiscuity. Women are just as promiscuous, if not more promiscuous than men. They have more options and more access to sex than you. Way more. That's why Maury Povich is a millionaire. Might be a billionaire. I don't know how much he's worth, but he's rich. That's all I need to know. The motherfucker's rich, and he got rich telling motherfuckers, this ain't your baby. If you know this about women, what makes you proceed? What makes you proceed is you say, well, this is who women are or who a woman is, because you think your woman is different. When they talk about you, they say men ain't shit. Men are dogs. Men this, men that, men this, men that. But they'll tell you, find the right woman. It's in my comment section right now. There's nothing wrong with marriage. It's about finding the right woman. The right woman. Let me tell you, if in 2026 you have not sought out to learn what women are, if you are not, proceeded to use this information that you got, not just from the space, but just in life. In life, we look at things around us and we see every day. I forgot the name of this ball player. This motherfucker, hold on, let me read it. My man sends me shit all the time. So I'm gonna read this shit. I don't follow sports as much as some of you do, but I'm gonna read this shit that my man sent me. Right? You'll know the guy's name. Oh, I don't know what's up with this. My man sent me this. All right. This is Sean James crying. I don't know why he's crying. We'll get into that another time. Yeah, Sean James. Hold on. Let's bring that back up. Sean James crying. Okay. All right. So oh yeah. OnlyFans Wosen Pie exposes Lil Baby and Lil Yachty, alleging they hit and Baby paid off her car to be with her. Paid off her Rolls Royce. Right? This is what niggas is out here doing. Right? So I want to read this. Okay, so here it is. So according to Daily Mail, Keita Vaccaro walked away from her 17-month marriage to NFL star Tyreek Hill with a massive divorce settlement. 17 months. 17 months. All right. Shout out to Ghetto User. Protect and excuse women who have all this agency. You blame the choice. Thank you for the $2. Blaming the choice. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the juice. Blame it on the alcohol. This woman was married to this man for 17 months. I didn't have time to set this up because I just woke up 15 minutes before this stream. 17 months. Let me tell you what she got for being married to a motherfucker for 17 months. A $500,000 one-time payment, $20,000 to $50,000 a month in spending money, $100,000 for a new car, $450,000 for legal fees, and exclusive use of their $5.5 million Miami mansion. Hill is still on the hook for the mortgage of said mansion and utilities. This is how they end it, but with NFL money rolling in, he can handle it. We see this shit every day. I just posted the other shit about the guy who got all the shit in his mother's name and the bitch canceled the wedding. Oh, all your shit in your mother's name? That means I won't get it? How much fucking proof do you need? How much you need? You dumb motherfuckers. Talk to you like BGS talks to you. For the niggas in the back, right? For the niggas in the back. How much proof do you need? You deserve what you get. Fuck you. Fuck you. You deserve what you get. This nigga's stupid. I hope she breaks that motherfucker. I hope she breaks him. I hope he goes fucking broke. I hope the game go broke with all that money he giving to that bitch because him not showing up to court. You get what the fuck you deserve, nigga. The Joker. You get what you deserve. Fuck these dumb niggas. Fuck these simps. You let the bitch get you. You're seeing everywhere. This shit ain't working out. You still want to move forward and proceed. You're not purple pill, nigga. You're blue pill. You're blue pill. For every nigga that get taken to the fucking cleaners, you've been told. You've seen it. You've seen all the fucking news. You've seen all these videos that nigga put online, and you just mad. You're bitter, and you're this and you're that. Every day you're seeing proof. You think you're special. You think you're fucking special. You think you're different. Well, my wife got her own income. You know that Jay-Z and Beyonce have a fucking prenup? Beyonce got a whole career. Why would she need to collect money from the Hove? Why? Why? Niggas, Listen to me. You don't protect yourself. Whatever happens to you. Where Met at? Hey, Mike. That's your man. That's your man. That's a private joke. That's a private joke among. That's your man. You deserve it, nigga. That's what I'm. Every time I come across one of these articles, man, I'm gonna put it on the screen and say, "Look at this dumbass nigga. You got robbed, nigga. You got robbed, nigga." You say your man who murked himself over this shit. Damn, that's your man. I'm gonna take it easy on you, Shock. I have no sympathy for these niggas no more. You know what sympathy starts with? Simp. Simps get no simp. I can't do it no more. I can't do it. I can't do it. There's no way niggas are this fucking dumb. No way. Bitches are out here eating niggas alive. Hey, absolutely. Absolutely. It didn't have to be this way, man. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Then after, right, Rob. Then after this shit, oh, I'm red pill. I'm red pill. Fuck these hoes. I'm red pill. I'm red pill. These bitches ain't shit. I can't wait for winter. It's gonna snow on these bitches. I got $40. It's gonna snow on these bitches. I got $40. Y'all waiting for winter so y'all can save these hoes from winter. Let me tell you what's going to happen when winter comes. Because niggas think this is the 60s. They think that welfare is the only life raft for hoes. You think that these hoes, once the winter come, are not going to want lame niggas to spend the same money on dates, buy the same Coach bags, the same shoes, all the shit that they make niggas they don't really like buy for them? Next time I do a video, I'm going to assemble a series of shorts like I do in the beginning of the show. And I'm coming across a lot of videos of women telling you, stop taking women on dates. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Stop taking women on fucking dates, niggas. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing it. Niggas be on a date not even feeling right about it. Y'all niggas know what I'm talking about. You sitting on the bitches ordering more and more and more shit, and you like, damn, this shit ain't going the way I planned. You on a date with a bitch, already feeling like you getting fucked right now. You at the table. Can I get the lobster? Yeah, with the steak. Bitch, you weigh 110 pounds. You ordering lobster and steak? You know that bitch wrapping that shit up and taking it home with her. For some nigga or Junior. Junior is hungry tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm supposed to be cooking for Junior. I'm taking this doggy bag home for little man. That's who you feeding. Stop taking bitches on dates. Stop doing it. All of you. Everybody in here done took a bitch on a date and you sitting on this. I don't want to be here. You've all been on a date that you realize I don't want to be here. Bitches on her phone. She texting, taking pictures of the plate you bought. Ordering more shit. Another glass of wine, please. You've all been there. I'm waiting for somebody to keep it real in the chat. I'm waiting for it. Don't lie, niggas. Don't lie. Who gonna keep it real? Who gonna keep it real? Who gonna keep it real about the date you was on? And you like, damn, I want to walk out of this motherfucker. I want to walk out. Bitch, I gotta go to the bathroom, right? Let's play some more Tito.
Because they out there sleeping with these, they out there fucking with these, tricking off with these filthy ass fucking cracking heroin whores that they selling to. And then coming back to their motherfucking man short because they don't tricked off some of the product with that bitch. That's what a lot of them is catching it from. And then a lot of these corporate bitches y'all run behind, they go slumming every once in a while and they fucking them. Mm-hmm. Real talk for that ass, because you know that's what RP about, and that's what this channel was about. Every day, every video.
Tito said, women are nasty. Chris Brown said, these hoes ain't loyal. Slick Rick said, treat her like a prostitute. Do what? Don't treat a girly well. Treating a girly well. Treating a girly well until you're short of the school. Got songs about this. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick Donnie nut and suck the dick. Get the fuck out until you're done. We know all these records. Now, women, just like men, are as varied as everyone. We got good people and bad people. I just want you to understand that good people are rare. I don't care what your gender is. Good people are rare. And you, just like Tito said, you have to walk into the situation assuming that the person sitting across from you ain't shit. Just like how y'all motherfuckers assume white men are racist, you assume that the cop gonna shoot you if your hands are out of sight. You get pulled over by the cops, where you put your hands on the steering wheel, because you might. He might. Right? You might get popped. What's the running joke? The bitch saying, you know, I don't usually do this. That means she usually do it. You don't give a fuck at that point. You just want her to do it, right? I'm just saying, good people are rare. That includes women. Y'all niggas have been taught that women are better human beings than men. That's what you've been taught. You've been taught, and this is the red pill, you've been taught that women are better people than men. Men are worse than women. Male nature is terrible. Men are bad. Woman good. Men bad. Woman good. That's what you've been taught. You operate on this subconsciously. Even though you're listening to me and I make sense to you, you'll turn off this video and you'll go into the world operating on the notion, and BGS calls it the simp chip, and he got one too. You walk into the world with this thing in the back of your head saying men are terrible, women are great. And what happens is, when things happen in the world or when people do or say shit, your first reaction is man bad, woman good. It's part of your conditioning. It's hard to turn off. In that moment, you have to realize this is my teaching. This is my grooming. Yeah, niggas is grooming women. No, nigga, y'all are the groomed ones. Men have been groomed, not women. Since boys, you've been taught by grandmama and auntie and everybody that man bad, woman good. You've been groomed. And the only way that you can be a good man is to jump off a cliff for a bitch. Die for a woman. Die giving her a life. Work your ass off. You ask anybody, what is a good man? Men will tell you, with no women in the room, a man who, you know, supports his family and provides and gives and gives and provides and all this slave shit Nobody will tell you that a good man pays his debts, that a good man, takes care of himself. Because good man in self, don't put those two in the same sentence. You are selfless. You are not selfish. You owe. By virtue of having a dick, you owe. You owe. Dick tax. Don't have a black dick, you owe more. You owe more tax. What I'm saying to you is, this their way. Their way is you owe. In order for you to counteract man bad, you must do good things, and everything that is real man, everything that is alpha as they define it, everything that is, as a man, masculine, all of that shit is work. To be feminine is to sit on your ass and do nothing in 2026. Masculinity is defined by your service to women and to the society. And the society is made to serve women. Women are only here for the benefits. Women would not have opted into society if there was no benefits. This is Briffault's fucking law. This is the law. This is the law of the animal kingdom. And we are animals. And when you accept that, you'll do well. But if you don't want to accept that, you'll be one of these niggas. And we won't feel sorry for you. We don't sympathize with simp in the red pill. And in BMGTOW, we don't sympathize with the simp. No, not at all. Not at all. Black men going their own way. Go your own fucking way. Stop being a slave. Stop thinking slavery makes you a better man, makes you, gives you high moral character and all this other stupid shit. Niggas will brag about being a servant. I've heard this here in this space. Niggas will brag about being a servant. And niggas will look at me like I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy because I don't owe shit. I don't owe shit to the community. I don't owe shit to bitches. I don't owe shit. I don't owe a motherfucking thing. They say, give back to the community. Let me ask y'all, what loan balance do you have with the community that you got to give back? What did y'all leave the community with? What did the community give you that you have to give back? Please explain it to me. Somebody show me a receipt, a loan receipt from the community. It's pretty quiet in here. You, as a man, are to work and die. Work and die, and all the things that you work for go to your kids and her. Really her. And me and Tito was kicking it earlier today. It is better off that you die sooner than later. Give you the big piece of chicken. There's more fat and oil for your ass to die earlier. If you ain't dying fast enough, bitch, you put glass in your shit. She'll put arsenic in your shit. Just a little bit of arsenic, just a little bit of broken glass, crush that shit real fine and shit. Put that shit, mix it in the cake batter. Hey, honey, you want some cake? There's some cake. Mom, can I have some cake? No, that cake ain't for you. That's for daddy. You better not touch that cake, Junior. I'll whoop your ass if you touch that cake. That cake is for daddy. Because the man of the house eats first around here. Not knowing that the glass cake, that's the glass cake. Here's a Twinkie, motherfucker. Eat that out the package, sealed. But that cake is for daddy. Nobody touches that cake but daddy. Oh, this cake's kind of crunchy. Yeah, it's that new recipe. She killing your ass, nigga. Killing your ass. Get the house. Killing your ass. No divorce. None of that court shit and fighting. No. Your ass gonna die, nigga. You gonna die. And, you know, that's what you get. In 2026, niggas still operating out of this. I'm gonna wrap this up with this. You know, heard some Barbarossa. It's more Barbarossa. Did I skip anybody? You know what? I almost forgot. What's his name sent me a link. I'm gonna play that link. It's what's his name? Shaka. Shaka, you sent me a link. Let me pull that up. Because I want to see what that is before we get up out of here. Shaka, you sent me a link. You know what? Shaka, could you post that link again? So I don't have to scroll all the way through this motherfucker. If you don't mind, right? If you don't mind. I want to play your link. But yeah, man, there will be a section on my show reserved for niggas that are getting taken in these short-ass marriages by these women. You done saw 80 other football players go through this, 80 other musicians, 80 other rappers. Like it can't be that the niggas that just are the athletes and the rappers and the this and the that, like these niggas are the dumbest niggas in the world. It can't just be that. This has to be, they have to be representative of the motherfucking greater population of black men. I'm sorry. I understand what you know, men go through when they training and everything like that, but nah, man. I'm of the belief that, you know, who's this? Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Tito, I'm gonna drop it down. I want y'all to check out this video real quick that what you call it sent me. I'm gonna bring this up. Tito, let them know where they can find that. Is it on your Patreon or anything like that? The video that we were just going through. If they want to see the rest of that. So this looks like it's going to be interesting. Let's see, how long is this? Oh, damn, this is 32 minutes. We're going to listen to a piece of this, but Shaka has posted the link for those who got 32 minutes. We ain't about to sit through 32 minutes, but I want to hear this. This looks interesting. Let's.
Now, recently, in a video, Barbarossa mentioned a snippet of a chapter from Issa Villa's book, The Manipulated Man. And she actually has an entire chapter entitled, roughly in English, The Desire for Unfreedom. And this video is spontaneous, but it's something I've been thinking about quite some time and thinking about in great depth. And I actually think it's a misnomer, as she puts it, to describe this phenomenon you find amongst the human male population as a desire for unfreedom. I don't think it's a desire for unfreedom, although it tends to take on those dimensions. It seems that way. It's something a bit more complex than simply a desire for unfreedom. So in this video, I'm going to be exploring out loud, as my off-the-cuff videos tend to be. It's basically a thought experiment. Now, the question is, why does it appear to be a desire for unfreedom? Because, well, in many cases, the man shackles himself down to a particular female and subordinates his own desires and his will to hers. And yet, even within such constructs of shackled, wedded bliss or the like, you still see the desire on the part of the male, oftentimes, at least very often, to pursue hobbies, to engage in activities that he enjoys, take advantage of the little free time he may have or may not have. That desire is still there. It's innate. It's quite innate, I think. So then you could say, well, so there is a desire for freedom, but this desire for unfreedom is greater. But I don't really want to look at it in those terms. I actually don't like the terminology she uses, the desire for unfreedom. I don't think it's a desire for unfreedom. I think it stems from something far more complex and something that requires elaborate discussion and explanation. Well, let me ask you something. This is a rhetorical question, obviously, to my audience. The question I get most often from those who know me, who know my position, male or female, and it's probably the question you get is, aren't you afraid of being alone, getting old, being alone, so on and so forth? I mean, this is the most commonplace question by far. I can't think of any other question I receive from others more often with regards to this issue. And the short answer is no, and I'll explain why a bit later. So you see, very simply put, and I'm going to be explaining right now what that actually entails, that loneliness. The desire for unfreedom is quite simply a desire to avert a feeling of loneliness. Now, this has multifactorial causes in the human male, but there's a more general cause for loneliness. It's an interesting topic in and of itself. So first you have to understand whence cometh loneliness. Loneliness is a feeling that we all have on occasion, some more often than others. But in order to have loneliness, you need to be a complex organism with a complex state of conscious awareness. And conscious awareness only comes about through having a complex brain.
Hey, Tito, ain't no intellectualism here, huh? I thought the only intellectualism was brought by these guys. Sounds pretty like, deeply thought out to me. I don't know. This is me. Whether I agree with him or not 100%, but he's making sense to me. I think that men, especially lonely men who cannot access women as easily as other men, will give up freedom for access to either sex or love. They will give that up. I was telling Tito earlier today, I said, y'all remember me asking the audience, I said, if you could have a new woman every day, would you get married? And the majority of you said no. The majority of you said no. If you could have a new woman every day, would you get married? Which would lead me to believe most men get married for access to regular sex. And because in this society, what has been set up is, if you want access to regular sex, you have to give up some things. You have to give up a certain level of freedom. Because we have to protect the woman that is giving you regular sex. We have to protect her from your biological urge to seek out other women. Once you get her sex, once you've had enough sex with this woman and you get, all sexed out off her, and, your biological need for sexual variety starts to kick in, you have to pay a penalty. We have to penalize you for acting on that. Your biological imperative, how Lucario liked to put it in his defense of women. When we were talking about women, having kids out of wedlock and this and that and the third. That was the topic that me and him were discussing. But just like many people in the space, Lucario couldn't win that debate with me. So eventually he blocked me on Facebook and called me a troll. Never called him a name, never roasted him, none of that shit. He just couldn't, he got tired of my arguments. He couldn't debate around it. He's used to, you know, roasting niggas on his Instagram or his YouTube channel for not having enough game to get bitches. That's what he's used to doing. You talk to a nigga that been around women and, you know, nigga, you're a different type of, I guess, you know, fake ass, you know, game coach or whatever the fuck. Nigga, you talking to a Jedi and this shit. You can't tell me nothing about women, bro. You're used to these niggas that ain't got access and putting them down. You can't go back and forth with me. At any rate, your biological imperative for sexual variety, because men are impulse to, you know, spread seed, so to speak. And they'll penalize you for acting on this, but a woman can have 10 children from 10 different motherfuckers. And that's supported. And even, you know, subsidized. A woman can have 10 kids in America from 10 different people, 10 different men, and she'll get help. You have 10 different kids with 10 different women, and I dare you not have enough money to support them. I dare you. Did you talk about the simps who are laying down their life to defend the honor of the black chick who is heartbroken that she got dumped years ago by Kelsey and just got engaged to Taylor Swift? So one of the news items that I was going to speak on in the beginning of this broadcast was that what's his name? Travis Kelsey proposed, you know, he proposed to Taylor Swift. The reason I support that is because it's Federline. And if you don't know what Federline is, it's a Federline shit. See, Travis Kelsey is adhering to the idea that, yay, no marry no broke bitches. Marry up, niggas. Marry up. Up. He's marrying up. He's good. He's marrying the bag. So the woman that he dumped because, you know, oh, I don't split bills, right? Now she out here looking crazy because the nigga dumped you and found a woman that make more than him. Bitch, you lost. You lost. You know, that was her zaddy. She lost him. But they coming at Simone Biles for, you know, being with her dude. Marry up. I've been saying it forever. Marry up. Be a sugar nigga. Sugar baby niggas. Marry the bag, niggas. So D says, we'll see how long it lasts. It doesn't matter how long it lasts. It doesn't matter how long it lasts. That nigga's going to the promised land. It don't matter how long it lasts. If it don't last, guess what? Now, I bet you her people will probably have this nigga sign all types of paperwork. Unless she's so in fucking love that he doesn't do it. But see, women can protect themselves. Women got money. Oh, you going to sign some shit. You will be presented with paperwork and they'll do it with no fear, no hesitation, no nothing. Y'all niggas are so scared to even say the word prenup in front of a bitch. You can't say prenup about another nigga's marriage. You can't say the word prenuptial in front of your woman. It don't matter what context you use it in. You can't even say the word. Don't even say pre. Pre what? Nothing. Go your own fucking way. Now you go that way, you get ate up, you get chewed, you get spit out. I will laugh at you. This would now be the channel when shit happens to niggas, when they get chewed up and spit out. I will feature you as a news story and laugh at you. Okay? I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care if you're a content creator. Laughing at you. Your shit don't work out. You try to, you know what I'm saying, try to be different. Oh, we know, but you know, I'm purple pill. You know, didn't Eminem have a song called Purple Pills? I'm gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna give me a stream deck. I'm gonna have a laugh button. I'm gonna press that shit. Simp laugh. This is simp laugh. This is the BGS bell, but we need a simp laugh. Yeah, too scared to even act. You gotta sneak. Look, you gotta sneak some DNA. Swab the child. How dare you swab my child? Bitch, is my child, according to you. Here, sign this birth certificate. Let me play a little bit more of this, and then we about to break up out of here.
Now, there are other species that's been documented, several other species, particularly our fellow primates, but also dolphins, orcas, basically animals with relatively speaking large brains compared to others that also suffer from what appears to be, at the very least, some kind of loneliness. And so there's simply a degree of conscious awareness. The difference between humans and most animals, I think the jury is out on whether cetaceans of the dolphin variety, at least, and other great apes are consciously aware of death or not. But let's just limit ourselves for the time being to humans. That awareness of our forthcoming annihilation, and the awareness, whether we acknowledge it or not openly, of the vastness of the cosmos and our relative or absolute smallness compared to that, despite being part of it. I mean, we are, at the end of the day, stardust, as people like to say. That seems more than anything else to be a primary contributing factor to loneliness. It is a conscious awareness of what we are as living organisms in an unfeeling and uncaring universe. Many people choose not to acknowledge the existence of the indifferent universe, and by that I don't mean that they claim it doesn't exist, but they will give the indifferent universe, as I like to call it, a paint job, essentially, a metaphorical paint job. They'll attribute intention to it. They'll attribute all kinds of things and attributes to the universe that simply aren't there. The universe, the plane of existence in which we dwell, is quite simply neither good nor evil, neither bad nor good. It simply is what it is. It's just an unfeeling, unthinking thing. And it is piteously indifferent to our existence because it has no consciousness. Obviously, we do have consciousness. We have a sense of awareness, conscious awareness, far, far greater than the vast majority of animals, and greater than our fellow primates, and probably greater than advanced dolphin cetaceans. And that seems to be the source. Now, the actual source, the depths of any feeling, since feelings all arise ultimately from the brain, the depth of any feeling has to correlate to the relative size, but more so to the complexity of the brain of an organism. So hence why humans feel loneliness more profoundly than other animals. And we're the only species likely that is aware of its forthcoming annihilation. But it gets even more complicated than that. It's not, that's of course the key element. I mean, the ultimate cause, if you will. But there's another problem with conscious awareness, and another problem with being a living organism with a deep sense of conscious awareness. The problem is, and this is something I recognized a long time ago, which is why I've never really grappled with these issues of loneliness, even before going my own way, is that the conscious content of your brain, of your thoughts, of your mind, if you will, and I have no problem using the mind as a metaphor for something. The brain is the mind, and vice versa. The conscious content of your mind cannot, at least with pinpoint accuracy, and often very inaccurately, cannot be related to your fellow human primates. This is why there's miscommunication. Now, I've been a student of language, and language, believe it or not, is as useful as it is and essential. And I'm in the process of making a video where I'll be talking about these issues. Language is essential in communicating to others our desires and wishes, i.e. the content of our minds, yet it is so imprecise. The fact
I mute myself so I don't make too much noise during the video, but I'm gonna stop the video right there. My man is talking too deeply. For he's talking too deep. I'm a this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post the link and I'm gonna tag it or pin it to the top, right? But this is the thing, right? In order to go your own way, and this and I think that this is kind of what he's getting at. Even without listening to this whole video, this is what I derive from this. In order to go your own way, you have to be able to enjoy your own company. Okay. In order to go your own way, like people reacting to this whole go your own way thing, like they'll be lonely. Oh, I got it here. Hold on, let me play that. But dudes are afraid of being lonely. That's what it all boils down to. You tell a man, go your own way. What way? I'm gonna be by myself. Again, it's like he said in the beginning of the video, the unfreedom. They don't desire unfreedom. They just don't desire to be lonely. Shaka, am I getting it? They don't desire to be lonely. Right, as he said, alone but not lonely. Loner. But people don't like their own company. They're afraid to be alone or to be lonely. How many people in the chat? Let me ask you this question. I want to show up ones. I don't want nobody bullshit. I'll fucking hold up the fucking stream if nobody answers this question. How many of you been in the movies by yourself? How many of you been to a restaurant by yourself? Any of the shit that you would do with a woman, right? How many of you have done these things by yourself? And I ain't talking about once. I'm saying like more than once. Go to a really nice restaurant and order some nice shit for Dolo. By your fucking self. Don't wait for nobody. Oh, I want to go to see the movie by myself. I don't want to go out by myself. I don't want to do this or that. It's like bitches who can't go to the bathroom unless they bring another bitch with them. How many of y'all? How many? I'm getting some ones. You know what I'm saying? By yourself. Now, of everybody that pressed 1, right? He said, brother, I done busted a nut by myself. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that information, Henny. We appreciate you. Thank you for that information. The first time you did any of these things by yourself, whether it was going out to the movies or going out to a dinner or traveling by yourself, the first time you've ever done it, how did you feel? How did you feel? The first time, your first time ever doing it, how did you feel? Because all of you have done this with other people, and then you had to do it the first time by yourself. Who felt out of order? Like, who felt like, damn, I would rather be with somebody, but I don't want to miss this. So I'm going to go by myself. Go it alone. Oh, we must got a bunch of Sigmas in here and shit. Okay. We got a bunch of Sigmas in this motherfucker. Okay. With that being said, if that's who you are, right, then this video isn't foreign to you. But then again, you're here listening to me. That must make what makes you different. Because most of the motherfuckers that listen to the regular scheduled program in this motherfucker cannot do that. They can't do that. All of my travels, all of them, whether I go to Asia, wherever the fuck I go, it's just me. It's just me. I get up when I'm ready to get up. I leave the house. I don't wait for pigtails to get done. I don't wait for curling iron shit. I don't put the little net in the drain so the drain don't get clogged. I ain't got to do none of that shit. Get up, do me, and go. I'll be in Japan. Dolo on some Andre 3000 shit. On some Timac Last Dragon shit. Walking around with a hat on my back. No, I ain't doing all that. But yeah, except as the homie came with me, he's like, hey, I want to go with you to Japan. All right, yeah, let's go. But 6 out of 8 trips to Japan, been there by myself. Eat by myself. Keep it moving by myself. I order what I want to order. Watch the movie that I want to watch. Move when I'm ready to go. Travel light, travel far. Go your own fucking way. The women will be there. If you are prone to getting women, they'll be there. Unfreedom comes from the feeling of loneliness. You're scared to be alone. There's niggas out here that's miserable alone. Miserable alone, yo. They need company. They will do anything for company. They will spend the most money to be accompanied. Sex or no sex. They just want someone with them. This is also true for women. We see women with all types of, pets and cats and dogs and shit. Right? You just want a life presence with you. Because you can't stand the idea of being by yourself in your thoughts. Because your own thoughts is a prison. Your own thoughts are a prison. We can judge these men. We can. It wouldn't be fair to do that because everybody can't be this way. It would be nice if we socialized more men to be this way, but we don't have control of the children. You know why? Because black men are told to procreate with the same women that will steal your child. You'll even risk your child to not be lonely. You'll risk your child's future to not be lonely. Nigga, you choose your child's mother. So ultimately, think of it this way. It's not your fault you're not in your kid's life, but it's your fault that you're not in your kid's life. You get it? A wise man knows that everything is his fault. Everything is your fault, bro. Everything that comes from a choice that you made is your fault if it goes left. Everything. That is the struggle. That is the battle that women do every day. Don't let it be yours. Don't fight accountability. Hannibal said, family building warriors. Yeah, where that guy at? I wonder how that's going. I wonder how that's going, right? Everything that you choose, the outcome is yours. This is what it is. Go your own way. He said, pick a worthy bitch. Okay, good luck with that. Every man walking down the aisle thought he picked a worthy bitch until he was in court. But at any rate, this is black men going their own way. 1.0. Okay. Shaka said there was an NTGOW. Well, this is BMTGOW. Spread it. Bring back mangina. Bring back pussy beggar. Bring all that shit back from then. Y'all know pussy beggar when y'all hear it. All these other streams, y'all jump on these streams and y'all hear these conversations. Y'all know what do we need to do as black men? I see some of these video titles to bring the black woman back. All that shit, bro. If that's clickbait in this space, that's a sad thing. If that's what you got to name your video to get views, what do black men got to do to get their community back? Oh, shit. Well, let's see what we got to do. Click, 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 click. No. So, okay. This is what I'll say. Save yourself, black man. But saving yourself ain't getting a white woman. White men don't even want white women. They fucking with Asian bitches. They fucking with Latinas. In the context of saving yourself, yeah, save yourself. But if save yourself, black man, means get a white wife, a white American wife, nah, fuck that. Black men going your own way. This is 1.0. This is 1.0. This is where we begin. We ain't going to be the masses. It's going to be a small subset of a subset. The manosphere is a subset in black male reality in America. We're a small group, small subset group. This is going to be a subset of the subset. Because most of this motherfucker wants to negotiate with women. They're trying to run away from loneliness. I'm not telling you it's about being alone, because that's what the white boys was on. No, you can fuck with some bitches. So, hey, Shaka, I think at some point I'm going to have to lay out some tenets. Ain't that what people do when they start these stupid shits? Tenets of black men going their own way. Y'all going to love them. Because I ain't with the weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with the weirdo shit. But black men going their own way. I ain't about to tell you not to get pussy. I ain't going to tell you who you can't fuck. I'm not here to police your dick. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All I'm saying, all I'm recommending, all I'm suggesting is don't put your head in the trap. That's it. Protect yourself at all times. Don't listen to these niggas tell you anything about none of that stupid shit. He said tennis and secure a trademark. Maybe. Yo, he said that's how passport bros got fucked up with goofiness. Said the first of 2 original MGTOWs would still be implemented. Gotcha. He said monk mode is homosexuality. If you got to be a monk, do it. I'm not here to tell you. All I'm telling you is, look, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your dick, bro. No, homosexuality is fucking other men, and that ain't what I'm here to tell you to do. we define words correctly. So no disrespect, Hannibal, but you know, if a motherfucker won't be a monk, look, if you 60 going on 70, you're not a monk. You just an old nigga who ain't fucking. Let's put that shit aside right now. No incel gonna tell me he a monk. I could be out here fucking, but I ain't because I'm a monk. Get the fuck out of here. Knock it off. Knock it the fuck off. If some pussy showed up tomorrow, you put your dick in it. The test of a true monk is turning down pussy, and niggas ain't turning down no pussy. Not the ones calling themselves monks. Get the fuck out of here. You're not a monk. You're an incel. You're an incel. Nobody's offering you no box. You're not a monk. Like a Muslim doesn't eat pork. Not because ain't no pork around. You know what I'm saying? You're swarming with pigs. Wa salam alaikum. I don't partake in the swine. You turn it down pussy, you a monk. Or maybe you don't want to fuck that pussy. But you turn down all pussy, you a monk. And I'm not here to tell you know, something wrong with you for turning down all pussy. Some niggas got to do it. I knew a nigga, one of my people, he went celibate for years. I was like, what are you doing? This is when we were surrounded by bitches. We was at the fucking office, surrounded by bitches. I'm celibate. Why? He had to do it. Now I'm older, I understand. So I don't judge that. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your dick. But at the same time, bro, don't fall for no traps. Nigga, y'all know everything y'all need to know. If you want to call yourself intelligent, go your own way. Stop trying to be a proud slave. Abandon slave morality. Go your own fucking way. That's the shit that we on now. Type that shit in every chat you're in. When these niggas talk that bullshit, that fucking simp shit, I don't give a fuck where you go. Black men going their own way. That's the new shit. BMTGOW. At any rate, signing off, niggas. 100. I'm out of here. Peace out. See y'all again. Holla.